You know this world has gone insane. It is absolutely no secret. But tonight, Saturday night, you are about to experience the true measures of what that insanity can bring you. Tonight, you are about to see Bald and Bonkers, the one-of-a-kind show that delves deep into the world with no holds barred. Now, meet your hosts, Dakota Frandsen, specialist of the strange, and Christopher Moule, the UFO fanatic. Now, give it up, and let's see what these two idiots can bring you.
Well, that was interesting. I can't get over that trailer that Dakota made. I must say, it's awfully good, isn't it?
Every episode.
I can't help myself. I'm just very pleased that I've got a co-host with the technical skills, you know. So, guys, I'd like to introduce you tonight to everybody knows Chad and Linda from Smith Paranormal. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Where's Chad? Oh, I can see his shoulder.
He's trying to fix the volume.
I'm trying to fix the volume on so we can hear.
Can you not hear that? Let's give it a minute, guys, while it fills up.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see who's all in the chat tonight. We've got Dobie's Sock. Welcome, Dobie's Sock.
We've got Paranormal Investigators. Who keeps letting them in? I thought we took care of that problem.
Again, who is Paranormal World Investigators? Who is that strange person that's always in your chat?
You know we love you, Sherry.
Yes, we love you, Sherry. You know. Oh dear God! I'll just wait to. Is your volume fixed now?
I'm the tech guy, and
That's my finger.
Is it fixed now? Is the volume fixed?
Your finger in it good enough?
I don't think they can hear me. Can you not hear us?
I'm the tech guy.
Can you hear us, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Can you hear us?
There's like a 5-second delay.
StreamYard's been doing all sorts of weird updates lately, so
It'll be fine. It'll fix itself. That's what happens. So, guys, while everybody fills the chat up, and welcome to the people in the podcast. Have you got a open live?
yeah, we can hear your guys' screen.
Yeah, he just muted it. Now we're done. I was like, what is going on?
We're on a 30-second delay.
That should be much, much better.
Yes. But anyway, thank you for coming. Going out to the podcast side, Smith Paranormal. Please visit the links below in the chat, and people in the YouTube. There will be links to their YouTube channel. There's a Scottish word for you there. I like to add the eggs. I'm only doing it to annoy. It's fine. Anyway, guys, would you like to tell us a wee bit about Smith Paranormal and how you come up with that name?
Well, it's kind of obvious with the Smith family. Last name Smith.
Yeah.
The whole family kind of helps us out.
Right down to the 7-year-old.
She's been helping mommy with helping with the merch and stuff like that, and making hitting the buttons and stuff like that. So it was kind of I was at work one day and I'm sitting there like, okay, well, I'm trying to make it real simple for if we ever do a logo or something. I mean, PWI, we were already talking with Sherry and stuff like that. So I was like, how about SFPI? Because I mean, Smith Family Paranormal Investigations. It just kind of rolls right off, and so that's kind of what we did. And it was like, all right, well, We just
I must admit your channel is very good because I watch it all the time, and I know Dakota watches, and I know everybody in the chat watches these, right? Especially our ghost investigations. I find them fascinating. But can you tell us? Can you tell us how you got into this kind of thing? How did you get into the paranormal?
Do you want me to go first?
I usually always go first, so I'll let her go first. Okay. I'll be ready.
I started at a very, very young age with paranormal. I think I was about maybe 11 or 12. And I was sitting in the kitchen with my grandmother, sitting around the table. We were having some lunch, and she goes, well, I got to make something for your grandfather. Mind you, he's done passed away. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So she's like, he's here. He's hungry. You want something to eat? So I'm going to offer him something. It's set his plate up, pull his chair out, his favorite spot on the table. That was the very first time I ever saw an apparition. No lie. It freaked me out. All I wanted to do is run out the door, but she told me not to. So I didn't. It was my grandmother. I trust her. So I sat. I stayed. It was my first communication. And that was, I guess, the first time I actually realized that I could see, hear, and communicate like you and I are right now. Yes. And I did go home and told my father, and they were a little skeptic and just thought, so my grandmother told me not to say anything because everybody's just going to think you're crazy. So we didn't. For the longest time, I still did what I had to do. And if I went over a friend's house and saw like a grandmother or somebody's already passed away and they want to communicate, I'll communicate if they want me to. But it was kind of one of those, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
To help.
Yeah. Can I ask you something? See, when you seen your grandmother as a spirit form, did she say anything? Can you hear them? See, when they speak to you, can you hear them, or can you just see them?
Well, it was my grandfather, and
the grandfather.
He came in, and I heard the voice, but I thought nothing of it. I was young,
right?
So I asked my grandmother, "What was that? Was your washer going off, or something? I don't know. I don't know what I heard." And she goes, "No, it's just your grandfather. He's hungry." What?
That's
so,
crazy. That
it was like mind blown.
How many different entities would you say you've seen over the years?
I don't even know if I can put a number to it, because when I was going to school, and then if I was like, now I'm a nurse.
Right.
So,
I was just thinking, if you're in the hospital, I've always wondered, is there quite a lot of spirits in a hospital? There will be, because of deaths and stuff. I've never investigated a hospital.
I would love to investigate a hospital, but not one that's active, because they won't allow you. But I travel from home to home. I'm a traveling nurse.
Right.
So I did have a client. She was an Italian lady, and I just absolutely adored her. Her mother and her husband are both with her.
Right.
So she normally sleeps in until about 9:30, 10. And then I go downstairs and get her ready for the day. Well, her daughter-in-law and son had to leave for the day, so it was just me upstairs alone.
Right.
And I saw this woman real quick. And I was like, maybe it's just her daughter. Who knows? So I went to the bathroom, did my thing, and get ready to go downstairs, and goes, "Thank you." What?
You're right.
And I turned around, and this was like a tearful moment, because she was like thanking me for taking care of her daughter. So I go downstairs, and her husband's standing right next to her bed.
That's amazing.
Like looking over her. So I do. I have some amazing moments with my clients, and I absolutely love
it. I've always wondered, have you ever been with a client maybe when they're dying? Have you maybe been? Have you ever experienced anything?
Once. I actually was there when my grandmother passed away. I was in the room, held her hand, and the entire room went from dim like the lights are off, but you got the little sunshine coming in, to a complete bright room, like somebody just turned a big LED spotlight on you.
Wow.
And she looked at me sideways in her eyes, and they were glowing, and I said, "You see me, you're ready." She shook her head slightly, and I did. Chad had to come in, because as soon as she said that and she went, she I watched, and it was so weird, because it was the first time I ever got to experience that. I was never with a client when they actually passed. So being with a woman that actually raised me and helped participate in my life was kind of hard. So I literally watched her entire body sink, but the light just lifts right out of her.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that's actually quite emotional. That So, Chad, how did you get into this field?
Besides me, I don't count.
Besides her, she's not dead yet, so I'm not dead yet, so I don't have to worry about it. Me, on the other hand, I got into kind of what we're doing now. Is more, I'm the camera tech guy anyway.
Yeah.
But I've always been able to feel things. I mean, she can see and hear, whereas I can feel it. Like if somebody got smacked in the head with Sherry putting, Chad feels things.
Mm-hmm. Especially emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally. Yeah. I mean, I can't stand. I mean, I love going to them because it's American history and stuff like that. But Civil War areas, such as like over here, Gettysburg, Antietam, Bull Run, I can feel. So, like if they got shot in the shoulder or shot in the leg, I mean, we'll be walking around. Next thing I know, I'm stopping because my leg is hurting, and it's like, what's going on? And I'm like, somebody got shot right here. And she'll be like, okay. And then next thing you know, she's going, yeah, he's talking to me. He wants just to help us. And it's like, could you tell him to get off my leg? Because it hurts.
And then I'll relay the message and, let him know, I appreciate you letting him know how you passed, but can you please stop? And he'll stop.
I mean, we've actually gone someplace, and I've actually screamed at whatever was attached to me at the time to make me feel what they were feeling.
Really?
I'm like, could you just stop?
Yeah.
And they stopped. And she's like, you must have really knocked them for a loop there, because they didn't expect you to do something. And I was like, well, it was kind of hurting. I mean,
I do find it interesting. I was just going to say, I find it really interesting when you do your lives, because there was one live you did, I can't remember it was, and you were in some type of trance, and I found that extremely fascinating.
Yeah, they said that I've been doing a lot better than Linda has as far as the communicating part, because when I was in the Marine Corps, and with sleep deprivation, or the thing where I put the headphones on and stuff like that, and go into talking. I mean, all I'm doing is listening to the spirit box, and it's like, okay, we want you to say this one. I mean, it's like,
I don't need the device. It's nice to have. That way, if they have problems communicating, they can always use it. Mm-hmm. But while he's in his trance and doing what he has to do, that was the one at my mother's house,
where apparently I was starting to rock or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I think you've got entities running about you right now, because I've heard voices.
You got something with you.
Yeah.
Margaret.
I heard somebody say something.
The little girl.
We have our little girl that walks around, Margaret.
I heard what sounded like a man's voice when you were.
It's probably my father.
Yeah.
My father wanders around here with us. He's never been here, but because I have his spirit animal, Dakota, the wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, me and him talked about it before, but it was like, yeah, whatever.
It was quite weird because it was quite weird because it's when you were talking about get off me, it was like, yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard when you said that. I'm just wondering if the guy that's with you, if it's your father, he's obviously maybe agreeing with you. You know.
Oh yeah.
He wanders around with us every once in a while if we go on an investigation, but it's mostly to the places that he's familiar with, which is like the Edgemere area where we've gone and done the family. A friend of ours' house, which we're not going to go anywhere.
No, and then
What's that in the chat? I'm just reading
Drew,
the chat.
we're reading the comments. Drew just
I just reading the chat.
Drew just did a tarot reading for Linda a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
and it was one of them.
Was it?
So as far as my experience, a little further back, I guess I was 10, 11 years old or whatever, going to my aunt's in Virginia, and we sit there, and I have younger female cousins that we'd sit there and talk to. One of them was young enough that she was still in the crib area and stuff like that, and the other ones were and one of them had a rocking horse.
Yes.
We went there, and it was moving.
Right.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, that would be quite creepy, that wouldn't it?
And I saw it rocking, so it was like, and find out it was someone that had been on the farm that lived there prior to my aunt and uncle moving in to that particular trailer part on the farm. And it was what they called Cowboy Billy.
Right. So, I've heard that before. So can I ask you something? See, when you've been out and you're ghost hunting, what's the best apparition between the two of yous you've ever seen?
What's the what?
The best apparition, say like the best spirit.
Oh,
what's
the best apparition?
Yeah,
the best apparition
the best you've ever. What's the best you've ever seen?
It wasn't that we've seen it in person, but once we went back through our filmed investigation, we went to. This was the first time we went over to our friend's house and investigated her house. We had an apparition that walked straight in front of the camera, and we had the grid and everything in there, and sit there. And it was like, well, because we actually went piece by piece and sat there and went, look, I blank out the grid, but this thing just like where you can see the grid on me, but whatever went past
didn't even disturb it.
Didn't even disturb the grid. So it was like,
that's amazing. That is absolutely. You'll need to actually come back one day and show us some of that footage, because I would love to see that kind of stuff.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it is, but I can sense somebody behind the two of you. Can you sense it, Linda? Can you sense that there's somebody around about you right now?
No, I always do. Always do.
Because I've seen a few orbs, one going that way, one going this way, one going up the way, going round about. I've noticed with your lives, your house is very active. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about your house, actually? Because I've always found it very fascinating.
So our house was a plantation farm back in the day. It had this entire road used to be one piece of property before it was a road.
In Maryland, there are different areas, counties and stuff like that. We live in Anne Arundel County, which back in the day was a lot of farmland compared to the industrial and retail and stuff that has built up since then. And the road that we live on is not even classified as a county road. We don't get trash pickup. We don't get
sod or plow or any of the county services.
We don't have to worry about county water and stuff like that. We have
well
water.
So the property, like I said, is multiples. We have 5.42 acres now. And this was, if I got it correctly, one of the servant workers' homes that they used to live in prior to my father getting it. You know, it's already had like maybe 3 or 4 owners after that.
It had generational owners.
Right.
But back in the day, where we live at, our neighbor down the driveway, it's almost like a large mansion house.
And that's
which we classified as like the certain, because it has a whole bunch of different rooms and stuff in there. That's kind of like the
and that's original. So maybe during the day I'll take a picture and send it to you because that's an original house. He just kept up on the
I've always liked the architectural old buildings like that in America. I think they're very beautiful.
Yeah, and as we start to remodel here, that's where the activity picks up.
Right. So
of course.
You see, we have unpainted walls.
And if you guys have seen one of our lives where we were kid-free, we wound up going into our basement for the very first time to investigate.
That's one of the ones where I had the headphones on down in the basement area with Sam and Linda talking to me and me not knowing what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
I found it quite an interesting live that you did because I was sitting there and you had the headphones on and I was picking up on the little girl. The little girl. I mean, did you find out what her name was? Did you find out where she was buried?
No, I don't think we found out her name.
I mean, besides those two.
Yeah.
And the dolls.
Yeah.
Creepy dolls.
Yeah. I couldn't help that one.
I'm not a fan of the old haunted dolls, you know. That's more into Dakota's into that kind of stuff. You like that kind of stuff, didn't you, Dakota?
I used to collect porcelain dolls growing up, and I wound up losing them all. So when we walked into the thrift store, the bride doll was the first one that like literally jumped out at me and they grabbed me.
Yeah,
it literally jumped out.
No, but it was just, you know, you walk in
there. At that point, I would have ran out the building.
It literally jumped out.
Caught by something. Well, that's pretty much what that was.
It's literally as soon as you walk through this door of this thrift store
we have never been in.
That we had never been in. Walk in and it's like porcelain doll heaven for anybody that want, and that Emily just kind of.
Yeah. Well, I think I know someone we should send in there, Chris.
Oh yes, that's. I think we should send Dakota. I think we should send Dakota in for an investigation in that room. I'll stay outside in the van with the doors locked.
Oh, you chicken!
I can't stand see like clowns and especially haunted dolls. There's just something about them. They just creep me totally out. I just don't know what it is. I could honestly see if I had to find something like that, a haunted doll like that, I would either tie a brick to it and throw it into the Atlantic, or I would put it in a box and send it to Dakota.
You wouldn't be the first person that's done that. My God.
Wow. Now, normally the girls will get their live overnight, and they seem to enjoy that.
Yeah.
So.
Can I ask you, have you ever experienced anything like malevolent, like maybe like a wee bit, you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever experienced something evil? I'm not saying the demon word, I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
I had an angry one, but that was just because he was confused. Nothing evil, devilish, or demonic or anything.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, so far.
But that's the thing that you will. Yeah, not real wood. I hope I never encounter anything like that, you know. But it's fascinating, you know. I mean, can you tell us any locations you'll be going soon? Any investigations coming up?
I am working on 2 of them, actually. I still have to call the other one back for confirm. But we are going in March to Ocean City. They have the life-saving museum off of the boardwalk. Well, we have been offered to go investigate that. But the challenge is we can't video anything.
Oh.
Oh.
Why you don't want to video anything?
Why take pictures and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's one of them.
No video.
You can't do any video because they don't want anybody. They want people to come to the Lighthouse Museum.
Yeah.
And they don't want somebody to video it and then be like, "Well, I've already seen it."
Yeah. So they have a rumor of Laughing Sally that still laughs when she's unplugged and turned off, and still continues to do her rituals and whatever, and her cackle.
Sally, when Ocean City was, for people that don't know where it is, Ocean City is on the Atlantic coast. It's literally an ocean city.
Yeah.
They set it up, and as they were going through building it up and stuff like that, the Atlantic Hotel was one of the first hotels that was on the boardwalk area.
Yeah.
And what they did was, in order to attract more people, kind of like Atlantic City and everything else, they built amusement parks.
Yeah.
So one of the part of the amusement park was Sally standing outside of the like skee ball type amusement park game, and she would cackle. You put a quarter in, and she would cackle and stuff like that, and laugh and stuff like that. But when they took her off the boardwalk and put her into the museum, she'd still be plugged in at night. Well, when they get ready to leave, they would unplug it, and they go downstairs, and next thing you know, Sally's cackling, and they're like,
"Oh, good God!"
So they've actually had people that have gone through the museum just as we did the one day. We paid to go in, walk around, look at stuff, get seasick from the little life-saving boat, because they say if you touch it, you get that weird shaky feeling. Then you go upstairs and you're looking at all the various things, the period era bikinis, and Laughing Sally standing there, and the kids would hit the button, make it talk, and make her laugh and stuff like that. And then you walk away, and you're walking around. Next thing you know,
she's going off. Yeah, I don't know what I did.
That's what it's
going off.
Sally, she's texting you.
Sally heard you talking smack.
She's got a phone in her. She's like, "Ah."
Well, I didn't realize that I brought my phone down, and it's just sitting in my pocket. I'm like, my watch went off, and then my phone. I'm like,
it's Atlantic City. Is that no got something to do with that? Remember, there was a series on TV called The Boardwalk Empire. Was that no like based in Atlantic City?
Boardwalk Empire was based about Atlantic City.
Right. Yeah.
And I liked that show.
Yeah.
So while we are when we go in March to the museum, we are staying for the weekend. I have contacted one of the haunted hotels in Ocean City, and she has quoted me for the weekend, which is great. And we will be staying in one of the haunted rooms.
Ooh.
And we are waiting for
what
doing it in the dark.
What's the name of the hotel? What's the name of the hotel? Can you tell us?
Yeah.
Supposed.
With this hotel, room 608 has a lady that will walk it around in the room. It's been known that you see the apparitions, what people have said. If you go to the 3rd floor, you will smell her perfume if you walk just down the hallway.
Supposedly, it's the old owner of the original owner of the building who passed away in 1999. So it's
you better watch yourself, Chad. She might come for you through the night.
Well, do I need company for the night?
It's okay.
It's not that bad.
She'll probably have me blindfolded. Here, you're doing the spirit box again.
Hey, well, we're trying to keep this show PG-13.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't need that kind of blindfolded. Blindfolded and headsets on, no?
I mean, if you think about it, it's that Atlantic City. That's probably had a lot of murders in it. Because if you to go back far enough, like the 1800s or whatever, when it was first, you think of the murders, it must have been the gambling and the murders. So there'd probably be quite a lot of energies there.
Yeah.
Just having a wee look at the chat here, ladies and gentlemen. What's that paranormal world? These guys get evidence. You need to be in it. I'm just reading some Sherry there for Paranormal World Investigators.
Yeah, she's good. So while we're there, there is also another place that we might. It's Pocomo Forest. I don't know if everybody's heard of it.
I think I've heard of that place.
I think I've heard of it.
We went there while we were there back in May.
Yeah, my oldest daughter got married, and it was like, all right, well, we've done the wedding and we've done this. Now what do we got? Okay, we start here for the rest of the weekend. So
let's go video.
Let's go video some stuff.
Kids didn't want to go, which was fine.
Yeah.
So.
And what's that forest famous for? What's the forest famous for?
Just a lot of weird stuff.
And there's a campground. You can bring a tent and camp. There's hiking trails. There's a cemetery. I mean, it's very, very old. We actually did one spot, and I caught a face that was looking through the fence. So, and that's also on our channel as well. So that was pretty cool.
Alrighty.
That's quite interesting. That there you go, Dakota. We'll have to send you there on a mission to see what specters of the night you can detect. You know,
wouldn't be the first time I've done something like that.
I love sending my course into places. You know that. So Dakota, would you like to ask any questions tonight? Would you anything? You know.
I mean,
well, all right. With all these investigations you have lined up, what is one location you would absolutely love to be able to investigate?
What was that? The Transatlantic Lunatic Asylum.
Ooh.
Or Penthurst.
Definitely.
I mean, everybody says Bobby Mackey's, but that's one of them. Once we retire and are able to travel by ourselves, but Transatlantic and Penthurst is close enough to us that we can say, all right, kids, we're taking a weekend off.
The Bobby Mackey sounds
good.
You. I would like to go there.
You're 19 and you're 15, and you guys watch the 7-year-olds.
It's fascinating, all these interesting places there, you know. Yeah, can you imagine what's out there to be discovered, you know?
There's also another one that I did not even know existed in Gettysburg. They still have the Gettysburg Hospital.
That's right.
We have been invited to film that during the summer as well.
That will be interesting.
That'll definitely be interesting.
The Gettysburg Hospital. My God, can you imagine? Can you imagine what energies that place holds?
I'm excited.
Can you imagine how Chad's gonna feel if somebody got shot in the groin?
Yeah.
I mean,
thanks.
Oh my God!
What is he going into a seizure? No,
why did you have to
shot here, shot there? All of a sudden, I fall down and be like, "What is going on?" I think he was shot in the head.
Prostate check. What?
The doctors listen, in Gettysburg days, the doctors in their days, I don't think they had a clue what they were doing, to be purely
I
honest.
thought this was PG-13 there.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking.
I know, right?
Has been inhaling something that you shouldn't have been.
It's medical terminology.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you fall out in the summertime in the military, go figure where they check your temperature.
This is funny. Oh my god, this is great.
God.
Honestly, but here you were in the. Did you say you were in the Marine Corps, Chad?
Yes.
Can I ask you something? Did you ever? I've never ever asked this a soldier or a Navy or Marine Corps. Did you ever experience anything when you were in the Marine Corps on the spiritual side?
Spiritual wise, no.
No.
Extraterrestrial wise,
really? Oh,
hello.
Oh, that's my ears have popped up like a Vulcan. So, please, is it
Well,
classified?
there's
Is
you can ask Sherry. There's a little bit of a unique situation with us and ETs. That's why we get excited.
Yeah. So what, can we ask her? Is it classified? Did you have to sign your life away?
Oh no, I didn't.
Are we gonna have snipers fixed on my position?
It followed me home. I was coming. We had gotten.
Reading Sherry. Told you liked them. Ooh.
I'm just reading the chat. So, Chad, go and tell us about the alien encounter.
Yeah, I wasn't probed, so it was definitely PG-13. I was driving up from North Carolina up to Maryland. I rented a car because we'd gotten a little bit of almost like a 5-day leave. So as soon as we were done Friday, I think that was Thursday. I think it was a Thursday, and I waited till Friday to leave. I'm sitting there driving up Route 17, getting ready to, and mind you, in North Carolina, it's woods, and even more woods.
Yeah.
So it's one of them. You're driving and you're like wondering if you're ever going to get out of the woods.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm sitting there watching this light come behind me, and I'm like, okay, this guy is really going to irk me if he keeps driving like that. It's like, because it was like bright light. Well, then all of a sudden it just kind of veered off into the woods. So I'm like, run into that. I don't remember there being a driveway there.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, out of my peripheral, I'm seeing this light in the woods. What are they, four-wheeling? No, it was whatever, craft, whatever, was in the woods, just kind of following me.
No.
I mean, I just kept on going, and it just kept on hovering there the whole way, and I'm like, this is like really irritating me. And so I find a spot to pull off for a few minutes, and it's still hovering there, and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting away from this thing. So I got back on the road, and it just kept on following me. Eventually, it just kind of dissipated and was no longer there, and I was like, okay. So I just kept on driving. Hey, Sam, welcome in. So yeah, that was my extraterrestrial. I mean, like I said, I wasn't probed or anything.
but that's actually really interesting. I mean, what would you think that would be, Dakota? Would you say that was like, what type of UFO would you say that was? Was it just like a white orb that followed you?
I think he's waiting for you to go today.
Who was that question directed to? Because it kind of sounded like you bounced between.
No, I was asking Chad.
Oh, you say, what do you? I think Dakota. Then you. I was like, what are you doing here, man?
Dakota, and I'm like,
right. I'll ask. This is for Dakota and Chad, right? It's for Dakota and Chad.
I haven't been there.
What was it? Was it like a white orb? But what I'm thinking, because Dakota knows his UFOs, what type of UFO do you think that might have been, Dakota? Chad, was it like a white ball orb following you? That's what I was saying to you, you know.
Kinda. I mean, I didn't look over to see if it was egg shape or cylinder shape or rectangle shape. It was this white, kind of float. I mean, it was late at night, so I really wasn't able to see much shape. It was just a bright light that was following me.
It's quite fascinating that, because it's like Sherry says, because it's happened to her. She's a UFO encounter. A lot of people with like psychic gifts have been like picked by like UFOs and stuff. They find, I don't know what it is, they find you interesting.
Well, allegedly there is a certain blood type who are supposed to be more gifted psychically, and the conspiracy behind that is that that particular blood type does not come from Earth.
Yeah.
Which is what, AB positive?
Oh, negative. So
that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because AB positive and AB negative is one of them. Okay, you're either A or you're B or you're O, and it's one of them. When you get a mixture of the ABs, and it's like, well, that's kind of weird. Because like I'm A positive, Linda's A positive, my ex is A negative. I'm A positive, she's A negative, but all of my kids became A positive.
That's fascinating. Can I ask you something, Linda? Have you ever experienced any UFO anything?
I haven't had any experience with UFOs. I mean, I guess, what did we do? We did the Ocean City History Walk, and we went down to the end of where the boardwalk meets the parking lot and the beach and that whole area.
Yeah.
The inlet. And we were just about done. And I look over, and real quick, there was light in the sky. And it was quick. It came, and then it went. But it was huge. But before I got a chance to get a camera or get, anything of that sort out, it was gone. So I turned around to Chad, and I said, "Did you see that?" He goes, "See what?" I was paying attention to her. I was like, "I'm sorry." But no, that was about it, and I couldn't explain it, so I don't know UFO or just the trickle of, flashlights and stuff.
Yeah. It's a fascinating subject. I mean, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what's out there, But that one about how he's following him through the woods, that is fascinating, because that's intelligent. You can tell it's intelligent because it's not like ball lightning, where ball lightning just floats about, but it was actually deliberately following them, and he knew it was following them, and then it stopped when he stopped.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, why was it doing that? It makes you wonder.
Dakota? It does.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if it wasn't trying to keep something off of him. I've heard stories of something like that happening too. So
that's I know. That's actually quite fascinating. So when's your next live? Can you tell us when your next live will be?
Our next live is actually coming up next Saturday.
The 29th.
The 29th.
Like we told everybody before, that will also be one of our. We're going to do the last Saturday of the month. We're doing our giveaway, kind of like we did for New Year's Eve. Everybody seemed to enjoy that.
I was one of the winners. I didn't think I was going to win. I didn't think I was going to win. I just thought, hashtag, what was it? Hashtag something you put, wasn't it? So I just put it. I was drifting off because it was like early in the morning for me, right? I was drifting, and then I won it, and you sent me that beautiful crystal, which was beautiful, by the way, and the incense sticks. And since then, I've had incense sticks burning in my. It's like a happy community in here. But I must admit, you know quite a lot.
Dakota's looking at you like, "What are you talking about? Happy community?"
Dakota
let's say I know this man, and I know that he don't exactly mean something YouTube friendly when it comes to happy community.
Yeah. Everybody should be happy, and I think everybody in the chat. Listen, guys, we've got about 15 minutes left of the show. Is there anybody in the chat would like to ask Chad and Linda a question?
Well, yes.
We know you're.
We do it for about an hour, and then it gets uploaded onto the podcast side, and it goes all round about. But let's see. Yeah, is there any questions, guys? Quite a lot of new people in the chat tonight. Sam there, I've never seen Sam before. Welcome.
Samuel.
Sam, your box that we sent to you will be there Wednesday. Don't open it until Saturday.
Well, I'll tell you something new. That prize you sent me, I've never seen quick post like that in my life. I mean, it taken 2 days or something, 3 days to get from United States to Scotland.
We were actually surprised too. We got a notification because we wanted to track and make sure it got to you, and it said it arrived. I was like, "What? We literally just sent it."
We literally sent it, and it was like, "Oh, it'll be about 2 weeks before it gets. It's just got to go over there and go to customs, and then from there, it's got to go to where it needs."
It must have been it must have been the crystals. It must have been the luck of the crystals. You know,
right?
It worked though.
So it looks like Sherry had a question. So, what do you plan to do with me when I visit? It's PG.
Tie her up in the trunk and lock her up.
There's a lot of places I would like to take you to investigate. I think it's going to be fun.
I think you need to lock Sherry in that and is it Laughing Sally? I think you need to lock Sherry in there. You know, I think she
God,
could
don't do that to poor Sherry.
No, she wants to go to Heritage Societies, the place that we literally just did a week ago. Yeah.
The graveyard one you did the other night was Samuel. I liked that because it was. I don't know what it was, but I could just tell there was someone walking behind them. It was so weird.
It was a gentleman.
Yeah, and I don't know what I thought. But I don't know what it was. It kept flashing Civil War, but there was. But as you say, the graveyard was built in 1950 or something like that. So it maybe was the land, and I don't know what it was. Maybe somebody was buried in there. I don't know. Maybe it was some type of history, but it kept coming through, which was weird.
Samuel actually has another one he wants to do, so we'll probably set that out for maybe next week or the following week. I think that'd be interesting.
Well, you've got a brilliant channel, guys, and everybody in the chat. If you're not subscribed to the Smith Paranormal, you need to subscribe to their channel, and you need to go and buy some of their lovely merchandise. Can you show us some of your merchandise actually that you've got actually?
You want me to just stand up, turn around? So here's the front.
That's the front.
That's
We've
nice.
got the SFPI on it. We've had requests for female colors, so she did the black with the pink.
That's good. That's really nice.
Smith Family Paranormal Investigations, and then we found a stock paranormal investigator thing on there, so it was like perfect. So it's got the paranormal investigator there, and then the K2, which everybody associates with paranormal investigations. I have the black, the red on the front, and then black and white on the back.
That's really good. That I like that with the K2 meter. That is actually really smart. That. And if you're listening in podcast form, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a link on the channel where you can go and buy that stuff.
Yes,
we have we not only do just like our paranormal stuff.
Trying to have a variety.
That's
you can
nice.
pretty much, if you want something, it says she's got mad hustle and a dope soul,
which is kind of cool.
That is good.
And that's on a sweatshirt.
These are bags. Ladies or even gentlemen can carry them around.
That's
kind of
nice.
cool.
That's good. That is really good. I
and
like
that's
that.
kind of like what the mug does. It's purple and then pink.
And there's that one.
You got the normal logo that we've had, which is the SFPI.
I like that. It's kind of 3D effect to that. It's quite actually quite smart. Yeah.
One of my coworkers, his brother does graphic design, and I told him that this is what we want, and he came up with that, and that's what we were using at first, and then it was we still been using it, but it's one of them
a variety of different logos.
We have this in normally this the like the SFPI in the front is either in black, and then the other parts in white, or we got this in red and this in black.
I must admit, I like the rings you were showing us, the ones with the heat sensitive. That was great. Well, that's nice.
Ooh. I like that one.
It's they call it sublimation ink. So literally, that's on there. That's not coming off.
Yeah.
So
I've already washed it and everything, and it will not come off. It was just one of my testers.
Yeah, that's really good. That, guys, honestly, if you're listening to the podcast, guys, you really need to visit the links and purchase something.
And then she's been going crazy making
different kind of keychains.
This one's it's an acrylic keychain with permanent vinyl on there. This will not come off. As much as you try to peel it off, it won't come off. And you got it in circle. You've got it in rectangle.
That's brilliant.
Each one of them comes with the key ring and a little tassel.
Everybody likes a tassel.
You won't tell them where you have yours.
PG-13, remember?
I didn't specify where. You're the one that made that assumption.
This is your co-host, ladies and gentlemen. This is my co-host.
Well, Drew, if you want one, go to the website, sweetheart. You can easily order one. And for everybody that's coming in, I will be starting blogs, so you can watch me make the merchandise and see how it is made firsthand.
Right. That's actually really. That's
give ideas.
I mean, you have got merchandise. We've not got any merchandise yet, you know.
She made coasters last night.
Well, if you quit picking shit websites.
What?
I keep picking websites to go to like their merchandise, and every one that I picked was too expensive. So maybe we're going to have to go down the same roads as you and make our own merchandise. So
we had investment money that we were sitting there holding on to for 3 years, and finally it came back to us. So she's been out of work since October. Unfortunately, due to a vehicular accident. So I was like, all right, well, yes, it is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to buy some merchandise, please go and buy merchandise. Please go and subscribe to the channel.
This is the color changing mug.
Nice.
Cool.
So when it's cold, it's purple, and then hopefully I can get it to warm up.
Rub on.
That's great. I've not seen that. I can remember you used to get the color changing ones. Oh, that's smart.
Then
that is smart.
When it gets hot, so when you have cold water or something, it's just sitting there.
Kim was saying that to me.
We're starting the chat.
Sam, we're not telling you what's in your box.
Well, what's you got? Can you give us a clue?
With email address. Sam, we're not telling you what's in your box.
Can you give us a clue? You should give a clue.
It's not a color changing mug, but there is something in there.
But you get them more excited.
Yeah.
There's incense.
Your favorite.
Oh, I like incense.
But she's made coasters.
And these will be up on the site tonight, so you guys can get a look at those. I'm going to do ones with the logos. Just the little one and me were playing around last night. She wanted something cute and fun, so why not, right?
Well, You've got a great channel, and we might have something planned in the future for you guys. So we'll have to keep that hush hush now. But yeah, it's been a really good night. You guys coming on, and we'll have you back again very, very, very soon.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
It was fun.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to tonight. We've got a show tomorrow night, haven't we, Dakota?
Really, we doing it already?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we've moved our Wednesday show to a Sunday. Unless you want to pre-record the one we've got tomorrow, we've got to do special and then upload it tomorrow or whatever. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Well, yeah, let's talk about it when we're off air, man.
We'll talk off of it. So thank you everybody for listening to this and watching this, and please go to Smith Paranormal and get them to 200 subscribers. I want to see you at 200 subscribers by Wednesday.
Right now we're at 139.
Yeah, you'll get there. Guys, come on.
Yeah.
You need to go and you need to subscribe. Honestly, guys, because they've got a great channel, because I watch your lives. I'm going to come to your what do you call it, your giveaway again.
Hey, we don't care who comes in and who wins. You can win 12 times out of the year, and we don't care.
Oh my god!
You enjoy it.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
Aye.
That's what I was about to say. If he wins 12 times out of the year, everybody's going to like, oh, it's rigged. But you can see that when we did you saw when we did the broadcast, her aunt came up 4 times in a row. It's like,
what are you doing?
No, we're going to hit it again. No, we're going to hit it again.
Yeah.
Finally,
honestly, there's some of that stuff for that shop, the White Fox shop's absolutely amazing, especially that crystal and the way it shines in the light and stuff like that. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, thank you everybody for coming, and I think Dakota's going to play that. Is it the outro you're going to play, Dakota?
Well, yeah, we're going to play us out, and have a good night, everybody. Well, see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.